I got kicked out of Turning Point, so I'm going to expose them. For context, I was the social media manager for the Turning Point chapter at the University of Miami. We weren't even an official chapter yet, like with the school, so I didn't make any posts. I literally did nothing for Turning Point. Keep this in mind. So the straw that broke the camel's back, and mind you, I didn't even know there was a camel's back before this, but the straw that broke the camel's back was me yelling at 3 Israeli Jews on campus about the Talmud. When this happened, the school newspaper wrote 3 separate articles about me. Each of these articles literally had a new thing that I said that I didn't actually say. Like, they were literally lying about it. But one of my friends used to be the vice president for that Turning Point chapter, and she ended up leaving, and she told me that they were planning on kicking me out before any of this even happened. I'm gonna name drop here. This guy, Akiva, who is a Jew from Israel, and also this girl, Ella Eden, who is a Jew from Israel, whose dad works in the Israeli government, were plotting on getting me kicked out of Turning Point. So this is a week before I yelled at these 3 Jews at a table. Basically what happened is I called them out for their disgusting Talmud, and I got in trouble for it. One of those 3 Jews was Ella Eden. Ella was literally never a part of Turning Point. She somehow spoke to our president and got a position as treasurer. Mind you, every other person was elected in the beginning of the school year. This girl, Ella, like, we randomly got this text from our president basically saying, oh, we have a new treasurer. So 2 Jews from Israel were trying to get me kicked out of Turning Point before any of this tabling thing even happened because of my TikTok. After everything happened, they were told to not speak to me, people in both college Republicans and Turning Point. And basically what these 2 Jews were saying about me was that I was too anti-Israel and too anti-Semitic, and that that's not what Charlie stood for. Really? Why don't you go look at what he said about Israel 3 days before he died? And I'm going to make another video exposing University of Miami for the disgusting shit they did to me because I called out the Talmud, which talks about literal racial supremacy. Are you kidding? Fuck Turning Point, fuck University of Miami, fuck college Republicans. Y'all are all part of the Jewish cabal. All of you.
Here's the thing nobody really talks about. When an organization loses touch with its base, you can feel it immediately. Like, there's this disconnect that happens when leaders stick to talking points that don't resonate anymore. People can sense when someone's reading from a script that feels, I don't know, outdated or inauthentic. And it matters because movements are built on trust, right? The second people feel like there's hidden agendas or ego getting in the way, that trust just evaporates. You see it when supporters start asking questions like, wait, is this even what we signed up for? That's when you know the message has drifted too far from the mission. Bottom line, authenticity can't be faked. When your values don't match your messaging, people notice, and they walk away. Erica Kirk is floundering as the face of Turning Point USA. The way they have completely lost the vision that Charlie Kirk had for the organization, it's too obvious to ignore. Like, you can see it in how the messaging has shifted. What used to be this clear, focused mission has kind of scattered. And it's not just about different leadership styles, you know? It's about whether the core purpose is still driving decisions, or if it's just drifting. When an organization loses sight of its founding vision, people notice. The base notices. And once that trust erodes, it's really hard to get back. I think we're done here. Sometimes the best thing is recognizing when something's run its course. So here's the thing about money and power that people forget. It literally buys influence. And we just saw it play out in real time. Remember when college students were protesting Israeli Defense Forces actions in Gaza? Trump had pushed through this anti-boycott measure, and suddenly, campuses became battlegrounds. And then you had the whole situation with Ivy League schools getting targeted for allowing protests. Like, freedom of speech and expression, supposedly protected rights, got real complicated real fast. That's what happens when influence meets policy. Money doesn't just talk, it writes the rules. So yeah, welcome to the version of America where your rights might depend on which side of power you're standing on. First Amendment? Well, that's negotiable apparently.